Hi everyone, Pamela here, and just taking some time out to play with, I wish this would get bigger, I'm not sure why, play with my Angels Oracle. It is the 5D Consciousness Angels Oracle deck, and I probably can't see comments here either, right? Okay, so let me open up my iPad and see if we can get here as well. There we go. Oops. Hey Becky, good to see you. Shared live groups. Okay, let's see. I'm just sharing it to a couple of groups while I'm here. Okay, we'll go with those for right now. Okay. Hey Shelly. Hi Peggy. So again, we are using the Angels Oracle deck, and let's see what wants to come out. Oh, interesting. Now it's showing up here as well. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so let's see. What kind of question do we want to work with today? Let's pick something from my Know Thyself workbook. Okay, here's one from spread number 23, and it is being offered. Something that you're being offered right now. So get out my handy dandy notebook. Hi Vicky Sue. Hi Pedro. Hi Emily. Okay, so what we're asking for a question is what you're being offered right now. So as a guinea pig, I'm going to go first, and then we'll see what's next. What's being offered right now? Oh, interesting. Okay, so the card that I'm pulling is where my focus is. And what's interesting is, again, there is clarity with his eyes closed, except for you can see up top here that there's a lot of thought action going on too, right? So I'm being offered a chance to refocus inside of what I want rather than what's going on outside in the world. And that's pretty much what I'm doing, I must say. Am I taking full advantage of it? I probably could be more. Now it's interesting because I'm noticing in particular this cross on his heart, the X on his heart, and it's standing out to me like, okay, something that is important to me, but also I see he has kind of like a cape on, kind of like me. But the X in front talks to me about what's really strong on his heart. And I would have to say that's true. I can focus on what my heart is wanting to focus on right now. And I love, love, love working with cards. I'm kind of a card nut, as most of you know. So it's definitely true. I get to focus on what's on my heart. And I can do that by closing inside and kind of not staying oblivious like with my head in the sand or anything, but just letting the outside world do what it's going to do and focus on what's right for me. right? And I see that by, again, his closing of his eyes. So that's what I'm being offered right now, and that's absolute truth. Very, very interesting. As a matter of fact, I was kind of having this conversation with my husband, probably about 10 minutes ago. Where is my focus? Okay. Okay, so who would like a card drawn for them with the same question? What are you being offered right now? Hi, Thalia. So again, you guys know that I don't play favorites, but if you'd like to be used for a card drawing, let me know, and I will pull one for you. Okay, Becky, this one is for you. Emily, you will be next. Shelley, you'll be after Emily. Okay, Becky. Okay. So Becky, yours is self-compassion. And what's interesting is I'm really noticing the area right behind her heart area, and it's feeling like actually allowing yourself some space. Again, this is the area that's being pointed out to me, Becky, is allowing yourself some space for self-compassion, maybe giving yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, and I'm noticing the clouds behind her too, so I feel like there's some thoughts that are perhaps heavy, that need to be kind of analyzed to whether or not they're actually your own, and giving yourself space to feel out what is yours and what is not. Talia and Pedro, I have put you down as well. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Becky, right now. That one's for you. And that's the self-compassion card. Okay. I am starting to feel the frequency come out in this as well. So I'm just going to give that a moment. Again, these are 5D consciousness infused. So I'm just going to let that come out and do its work. You're welcome, Becky. Out of curiosity, how many of you can feel frequency? How many of you can feel the energy pouring out of this card? Kind of feel it in my head and in my gut. Hi, Patty. Hi, Lisa. Becky says I can. Shelley says me. Boy, I can really feel it in my solar plexus. Talia says, I can feel it. Mm-hmm. That's the beauty of these cards. You can read with them awesomely. They're great to work with. And then you give them the chance and they can work in your energy field too. And for those of you that are in the know or are aware, more 5D consciousness energy is going to be breaking through towards the end of this month. Orion has called it Lightning Gate. There's all different names for it, but any of you who have seen the channeling that came through today, Orion is very excited about the changes that are coming up. He calls it a reuniting project, a reunited project, which is really interesting to me. Good. And I feel that's still coming through, but we're going to set that aside for now. That's an awesome card. Okay. Thank you, Becky, for being the representative and allowing that frequency to come through. Okay, Emily is next. Emily's card is Be True to You. Now, the feeling that I'm getting with this, Emily, is a very, very clear choose your preference. Choose your preference. Choose your preference. Choose your preference. Yes, we live in a world with others, and choose your preference. It's interesting because I'm noticing the white on her garment, and it feels like there's a bit of vulnerability with that, almost like feeling exposed, but also knowing that your preference, your desire is pure, it's white. Yeah. And again, I'm feeling like these flowers are calling attention, like all these other people outside of you are wanting something perhaps different, but in this case it's really about you choosing your preference. You choosing your preference, you choosing your preference. I don't know why that's coming through so strongly, but there's an adamant feeling behind it. And let these have their preference too, but you've got to decide yours. Be true to you. Okay, so that is that one. Hey, Christy. Emily says, yes, I know exactly what they're talking about. Awesome. Hi, Anna. Okay, awesome. Shelley, you're next. Michelle. Hey, Christy, these cards have been ordered and are being created, just so you know. I don't know if they'll reach you by Christmas, but that's hopefully right around there, just so you know. Hi, Christine. Yes, you have to do you, Emily. Okay, Shelley, this one's for you. Reaching or forcing? Okay, so first, right away, I'm drawn to her face and her determination. And it feels like there's a bit of forcing going on, wanting things to go a certain way, and actually determined that they're going to come out a certain way. What's interesting too is I'm noticing that the petals on her dress, saying that there's actually a few choices out there, but it feels like you're determined to have it come out a specific way. And I feel like if you relax it just a little bit, you may see alternatives that you may like even better, but you may not see them while you're focusing on what's right in the eyesight. That determined look on your face. Obviously, I don't know what that's about, Shelley, but that's what I'm getting for you, is relaxing the hold just a little bit, and you may see other alternatives that you like even better. And to me, that sounds like it has a better result too. So that's what I feel coming forward for you today, Shelley. Okay. Next we have Talia. Talia, this one's for you. Christy says, I'm so excited, Pamela. Me too. They're awesome cards to work with. Awesome cards. Thalia, I'm sorry that it comes across as Talia. Maybe it's because of the way I'm pronouncing it. Thalia? Okay, this one is for Thalia. And I don't know if it'll come out spelled differently or not. Okay, so honesty is the one coming out for you. So the feeling that I'm getting with this too is honesty is the simple policy. Go back to the simplicity of it. I'm just gonna, I feel like someone wants to channel a message in particular. Yeah. Melchizedek is here, so I'm just gonna set myself aside and let him come through. Hi, Ruth. I am Melchizedek. When we notice that there are things around us that are not pleasing, it is easy to place the blame on ourselves or on others, of course. But until we look at the real core, it can go missed. Now is the time to take an honest look at intentions and the actions that are being followed through on, to be sure that the intention matches up with the desire. And the reason we say this is because sometimes our automatic reactions create a head. And it's not until we take a look, an honest look, at what we truly feel, that we can see why something has taken place. Then we can understand how things came about. At this time, we would recommend that you take an honest look at your course of actions to see which ones line up purely with your intent. Oh, interesting. Okay. So they wanted to come at it from a different angle, probably, which is why he wanted to come through. So taking an honest look at an intention behind some kind of action that's going on. So that's what's coming through for you, Talia. Interesting. Okay. And Pedro, you are next. Embrace and become. So it feels like there's some kind of hesitation and ownership of who you really are. And it feels like it's almost, well, this is part of me over here. And sometimes I can let that out and sometimes not. And this card is simply saying it needs to be all the time. Embracing all the time. Or rather than sometimes and sometimes not. So that's what I feel that's coming forward for you today, Pedro. I'm not sure what that's about, obviously. I'm not familiar with your circumstance. But that's the energy that is coming towards me for you for that. And I get the sensation, too, of things lining up for you when you do that. I see the clouds here, and I see the clouds here, and they're very much in alignment with who she is. So I feel like that's true for you, too. When you own that piece, then you'll be more in alignment as well. Okay. I've got to say, this is my favorite card in the deck. I love, love, love this card. You're welcome, Pedro. Okay, let's see here. So, Christina, you're next. And Peggy is after Christina. And then Christine. Is after Peggy. So Christina, Peggy, and Christine. Okay, so this one's Christina. Christina. Ooh, Christina. Okay, so the first inclination is it's time, but the bigger inclination is you're being offered some kind of truce, and it's up to you whether or not you want to accept it. I'm not sure what that's about, who that's with. I feel kind of like could be a family member. I'm not sure, but that's what I feel coming through. I feel like it's time to make amends there somehow. Some kind of compromise, some kind of truce wants to come out. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, I don't feel like there's anything more coming out with that. Okay, Peggy, yours is next. Let's see, what's being offered to Peggy right now? Ooh, okay. So Peggy, yours is taking time to discern. Now, it's almost like she's questioning, can I believe this? It's like she's got this knowledge here and she's got this knowledge here, but she's being presented with something kind of off to the side. And she's thinking, I don't know about this. And I feel like you've got the time to consider it. And it's okay to discern, how do you actually feel about it? How do you actually feel about it? Not what's expected, but how do you actually feel about it? And what does it mean going forward either way? And that feels complete. Take time to discern. To you too, Kimberly. Thank you. Happy holidays to you too. Okay. I don't know if it's Kristen with an E or Christine. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. And I have a thing about pronouncing names wrong. I really don't mean to, because I know how it affects me. So nice. Okay. Now, it's interesting. So this card came flying out, reversed. Now, to me, that means now's probably not the time to take a break. Now is probably more time to actually keep going, doing what you're doing, because it's going to change something. Again, this is the card, and it came out like this. So it's probably not time to take a break. Keep going. Keep on the action that you're doing, because it's going to make a difference. It's going to change something. So that's what's coming out for you, Kristen, or Christine, I'm sorry. She says, okay, it makes sense. Good. Good. Okay, who do we have next? Tanika? And Lisa? I have, Becky, thank you. And Christy Elliott. Christine with a K. Thank you. Now I know. Okay, Tanika, this one is for you. What are you being offered right now? What is Tanika being offered right now? Now, interesting. Same card came out. You saw me shuffle, but this time it came right side up. So it looks like maybe it is time to take a break on something. And it's funny because what I feel is coming with it is actually a stress relief break. For whatever reason, I'm feeling these cracks right here. And it's like, okay, just relax just a little bit, because these need to process, to heal. And that's what I'm getting from this card. I don't know if you can see those off to the side of her. Hi, Christina. I did read one for you earlier. It's Time was for you. But anyway, this one is for Tanika. And again, it's like a stress, like there is a time away, time for rest, so that these stress cracks can be healed, for whatever that means to you. But isn't that interesting how the same card can come out and it can mean two different things, obviously. And it will be hard, but I will try. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Lisa, you're next. Lisa. Grounded. Lisa, yours is grounded. Okay, so I keep being drawn to these flowers over here, and again, this is what you're being offered right now. But it's interesting because I'm noticing that it's off to the side of her. So it's literally, if I use this side as from the past, boy, I'm missing out on this one. Let me tune in and see if anyone on the other side would like to channel something, because I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, Pixie is stepping forward. And Pixie is from the fairy realm. And let's see what she has to say. So this is the card. You can be rooted, but just a little off mark. And this is what we would say is happening now. There is much emphasis placed on something. It is being worked out. And yet, if the vision is shifted slightly, it has very different results. And we say to you, look at the vision that is required, that is desired even. And move that perspective shift accordingly, because the right moves are being made. Just the shift slightly, and you will be perfectly on target. Do not allow yourself to think this isn't working, because that's not true. There is one perspective that is just slightly off the mark. Once you adjust that, you will be more on the mark and have even better results. Okay, interesting. So it's interesting too, because as she was talking, even these ideas, okay, there are ideas that are floating around there, but it's like it's not being grounded into whatever, it's not being applied. So I feel like that's what she's saying. Take those thoughts that you're thinking and actually apply them, and then you won't be off the target, you'll be on the target. I don't know what that represents, but that's what's coming through. I'm grounded. Okay, hi Kim. Lisa says grounding seems difficult right now. Oh, I so agree with you. I so agree with you. But again, I feel like it's just a minor shift and you'd be right on target. Okay, Christy Elliott. Let's see. Okay, so your card is pause. And she literally looks like she stopped mid-motion. And this is what's being offered you right now. And two, I see the look on her face. She's literally feeling it. And I feel like that's the suggestion that goes along with it. It's like you're being given a chance to stop and think. But it's like stopped midstream for whatever reason. And that's what's being offered you right now. So it sounds like that's actually a good thing. And what's interesting is I'm noticing these colors and the lines. So I feel like something is lining up for you while you're making that pause. Lisa says, thank you. Makes some sense to me. Good. Okay. Beautiful cards. I love the energy. It's interesting because the energy is starting to pour out on this one. So I'm just going to allow that to come forward. How many of you can feel this one pour out? You're welcome, Christy. Does this one feel like the last one that poured out? This one feels a little more intense. Almost like there's something that's being worked on, that there's a guilt or something attached to the pause when it's actually things lining up. And again, the energy that's in this is 5D consciousness. So it's allowing us to see perhaps what the pause is for, or to see with 5D eyes rather than the 3D. And the lower self often looks at situations very differently than a higher self would. Christy says, I can feel it. Patty says, yes. Yeah, this one's pretty strong. Okay, now, Christy, as I glance down, I see that this next card is for you too, and it's unconditionally loved. And what's interesting to me is this white line goes all the way behind him. And I don't know what that means. Let me think about it. It's like it's there in between two clouds. Interesting. I'm just allowing both energies to come out. Good. And I'm feeling them settle back. Just going to hold that one up for a moment so you can feel that one separate. This one's very heady, very, very strong. It reminds me actually of roses. I know there's flowers on there, but the heady, heady scent. Of course, rose is a very, very high vibrational flower too, of course. Good. I almost feel like I want to stay in there. I got lost in its trance there for a minute. Okay, so again, today I'm using the Angels 5D Consciousness Angels Oracle. That's available if anyone is interested. And each one of them, all 60 cards, carry the 5D consciousness frequencies in them. So there's a lot of things that you can do with them, including meditating with the cards individually to help you break through whatever you need to. And speaking of 5D consciousness frequency, I do have, which one is it? This shawl is also infused with that same 5D consciousness frequency. And that's also available for sale if anyone is interested. That's also on my website. This one's made a little bit different than the one I have on. Again, this one is the rainbow. Beautiful, beautiful. Show you how it drapes over here. Like that. And this one has the ties right here. I don't know if you can see that. I love the colors. I don't know if you can see it, if I can scoot down enough. You can see it or not. But this one has been infused with this frequency. It feels good. It feels really good. And again, the intention with frequencies is to work in your energy system while you're wearing it. So it doesn't mean that you have to be meditating with it for it to do its work. It works in your energy while you're wearing it. So you can be eating supper, or you can be doing other crafts or working at work, and the frequency will literally work in your energy system while you're going about your everyday business. That's what it's designed to do and to help you with too. So this is the 5D consciousness shawl. I do have other shawls too, but since we were talking about 5D consciousness, I thought I'd show you. And it's, of course, infused with my love in there too, naturally, because how can I do it without it? that's available if anyone is interested. Okay, and as you know, we were using the Know Thyself workbook and spread number 23, and we were working on the one, What's Being Offered? And that's on Amazon if anybody's interested. Or there's a printable version with unicorns on my website too for like $10.99 or something that you can print out. If anybody is interested. I know, a very pretty rainbow. I agree. Okay. And with that, I'm going to let you go for now because I have a class to work with in a little while, and I need to do some regular housework stuff like fix supper and all that fun stuff. So thank you everyone for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed working with the card deck. I certainly love it, and I was glad that we had a chance to hear from Melchizedek and Pixie and their information. It's nice to know that we have help no matter where we're at, what we're doing. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I'm going to take a quick minute before I go, and I want to read today's channeling because I know it can come across differently when it is spoken out loud versus when it's read. So this is the channeling that I got from Orion today, and it says, as we move forward onto this new earth, there will be those around you who will decide to cling to the past and how it was for as long as possible. Do not fear or allow yourself to be dragged down into their beliefs and misery. They don't know what you know, but they will when they allow themselves to see beyond their current identity. This comes with a cost, my friends. You see, the more we let go, the more we grieve what we knew and loved, as though we will be missing that too. But the truth is that you will be able to create the circumstances you desire more readily with what you have at hand, which is everything. You are part of everything. Do not allow yourself for one moment to think that you are separate from all that is, as we are one. And as we move forward into the oneness that is truth, you will see and feel and experience the shift from one place to another. It may be confusing because you will see what you saw before, but with new eyes. You will recognize your past and realize that you created it and control it moreover than you dreamed or thought possible. Do not get discouraged, as love will fill those places that have been torn down and withered away. Love will sustain you as you trudge forward through the muck and happenstance that was your existence before. You will walk in the light with truth and knowing that all that is real and available to you without exception. You may find your choices to be different. You may find your solutions to be greater than the problems you thought you had. You may find that the exact elements you desired are now within reach, just asking you to use them readily. Do not hesitate. The more you embrace your true selves, the more you will see this new project, this unity, reunited project, unfold within your presence. Do not allow yourself for 1 minute to grieve that which you never lost. For if you find the grief, it may feel familiar to you in a world of chaos, of change, and decide to rest there. But instead, look forward, my friends, to the world you wish to see, even though you think it's too good to be true. Hold on to that ideal and release it to the universe to deliver. Do not shed your fear because you have to, but because it feels so good to be released from its grasp. Either way, the vibration of fear will be outdated as we rise in consciousness together, to be reunited once again. Know this, that when we gather together, we raise the vibration of the planet according to our desires. So think light, my friends. Think light, and we will raise the roof together. Until we meet again, I am Orion, here at your service. So there was a lot of important things in this. I just want to recap a few of them. In the beginning, they don't know what you know, but they will when they allow themselves to see beyond their current identity. How true is that, right? We know ourselves by our identity, and that can feel off as things are changing. Let's see. It may be confusing because you will see what you saw before, but with new eyes. I thought that was interesting. Let's see. You may find your solutions to be greater than the problems you thought you had. To me, that says that it's going to turn out way better than we even thought. The problem was actually like this, but it was all we can see. And the solution is like this tenfold idea. That was the sensation that came through. Oh, and I loved the idea. They told me in the past, in my book, Who You Really Are, they talk about this mission of separateness, the separation experience. Okay? And so this is what we're coming out of, which it allowed us to feel anxiety, grief, fear, loneliness, powerless, rejection, abandonment, unworthy, and not enough. Those are the things that we were able to feel through the separation experience. But now they're saying that the next project that humanity is going through is called Reunited. First he called it Unity, but then he changed it to Reunited, because it's literally what we're doing, right? Polarity is the sense of, well, right and left, right? The extremes. And right now, a lot of us are living that polarity difference, the huge difference from left and right, from feeling so high and then so miserable. But even in politics and whatever, you're seeing the great extremes, right? But the dark and the light, okay? This is what we're working towards until it actually opens up and allows us to become one again, which we really always have been, but our lower self was kind of shut off of the knowing. We've forgotten who we are. So this Reunited project is where we get to remember who we are. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Right? So they're talking about the Reunited project. And this is the golden age, as they're calling it, coming up, that we're walking into right now. And this lightning gate that Orion was talking about a while ago, oh, thank you. Orion was talking about, I think is the 21st, with the solar flares coming up. A huge major influx of light is coming up, and I know there's planetal alignments coming up as well, but this is because this is where we're headed. We're really heading into this. So you think your gifts are opening up now? Wait and see, because they are going to explode. There's going to be so many people waking up, even more so, that need your guidance, that need your wisdom, that need your insight as to what the heck is going on and why is everything changing and going chaotic. Because we're breaking free of the old and creating the new, even as we live. So again, he also said, when we gather, we raise the vibration of the planet according to our desires. So with a bunch of us on here right now, we're actually literally helping the process along. Brittany, I am so glad to see you. Sending much love to you, sweetie. Anyway, so this is the channeling, and if you want to see the written words, it is on my page for today. Would love to see. And if you recall, for those of you who saw his last channeling, they talked about this too, how potent it is, how powerful it is. So those of you who see and work with spirit now, hold on to your hats, because the DNA that's been suppressed since Atlantis ages is starting to open up even more. So this rush of light, those of us who are starting out on this process, it's opening up even more. It's opening up even more. And the amount of people awakening is just going to explode as we go through this. So be ready to step up. Be ready to be vulnerable. Be ready to love yourself even more, because the more you can love yourself, the more you can show that example to others who are just awakening and feel that, yes, we're here to be of service, and we also need to take care of ourselves at the same time, right? Okay. Yeah, so I'm really excited about these changes. I know they may take till 2032 to roll out. I mean, with the Jasara and Nasara and all these other things that are coming up, there's so many things happening, and we don't know how it's going to play out right now. But it's exciting. It's exciting, exciting. And Melchizedek, those of you, and Pixie, both of them are actually in this book, and they go into the separateness that we talked about. So it's interesting. Again, the new project, the new age that we're coming into is the reunited. So excited to see how this plays out. And I got carried away, didn't I? But yeah, that's because I'm pretty passionate about this stuff. So again, thank you, everyone, for joining me and being part of this amazing journey. You obviously came here on this earth at this time to help out somehow, for some reason. Whether you hold the space, whether you're allowing your own growth, whether you're helping those around you. You came into this body for a very, very specific reason, to help at this time, at this shift. So yay on you. Okay. So I will end for now, but thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions about the cards, again, they are available on my website. There is a payment plan too, if anybody's interested. And they do have, Brittany says, I have to mention I love the painting in the background. Situ and Jiddu would have loved that. Okay, you want to know something else that's right beside me, Brittany? Dun dun dun. Do you recognize this, my dear? Do you guys love this or what? And if I remember right, this said something about blood versus water. Can you tell me again, Brittany? You see her angel wings and the. I hope I'm not embarrassing you. Brittany made this for me, everyone. And I love it. And it's right here next to me. So family is family no matter blood or not. How sweet is that? Isn't that gorgeous? Thank you. Thank you. I'm just watching it on the video too to see how it showed up. I got caught up in that. Okay. Gosh. I think I will close up for now after all, because I still have to cook supper and everything before class tonight. I love you all, especially you, Brittany, too. I'm so glad to see your name pop up. And we will see you all soon, and hold tight for even more information about these life-changing events that are happening globally with the light influx. Okay, bye everyone, and thank you.